playthroughs of a game that recently came out on Steam, Satellite Rain. I'm your host, Imperialis, and just going to be taking a look at this. It's a game that I actually kickstarted, and very deliberately didn't play very much until the very late betas. I don't have the time or the patience or really the technical ability to spend a lot of time doing beta testing, but now that it is released, I figured I would tell you guys kind of what my first impressions of this are. So this is actually a newer save. I've finished up the tutorial and I've done the first sort of mission where you rescue your fourth agent, the infiltrator. But other than that, I'm pretty fresh into the game. Haven't done a whole heck of a lot, so it's a good example of kind of what the early game looks like. I have gotten a little bit further. I've basically completed the downtown district before it was released, and then started a new game when version 1 came out, or I guess, yeah, version 1. So, what is Satellite Rain? Well, Satellite Rain is a reimagining, updating, whatever you want to call it, of a game that came out in 1993 called Syndicate, and also to a certain extent a game that came out several years after that called Syndicate Wars. I played a lot of Syndicate. I didn't play Syndicate Wars because at the time my computer was very much a potato. I would have still been running it on the same computer I ran Syndicate on. It was a Windows 3.1. I think it was a 486, 33 megahertz, and Syndicate Wars needed at least a Pentium. So, anyhow, if you've played Syndicate or Syndicate Wars, it'll seem fairly familiar, but there are some differences. The first is you've actually got individual character classes. You've got 4 agents, just like the others, but instead of being kind of tabula rasa, blank slate clones of each other, they've all got different classes and different abilities. You've got your soldier, your support, your hacker, and your infiltrator. And fairly self-explanatory. I mean, the soldier exists to take damage and deal damage. The support class has some area of effect buffs and stuff like that that help out teammates. The hacker, well, hacks things. And the infiltrator sneaky beaks around, and you can either kind of build him as an assassin or a thief, depending on what you want to do. So each of these characters have different skills. I'll go up into the menu here and show you that. If I go into loadout and skills, you can see I don't have any skill points yet. I have not yet leveled anybody up in this particular playthrough. But they have different lists of skills that you can pick up. Hardwiring for the soldier lets you basically overload power generators and shut down power to a facility. Rage, draw fire, harden are all kind of rage damage increase by 60%. Draw fire causes enemies to focus their fire on him but lowers the damage he takes while they do so. And harden just makes him tank damage better. Explosive specialists blow things up, always good. Unlocks grenades, which is good. It unlocks the blueprints for frag grenades, and you can get other blueprints for different types of grenades as you go. And then these 3 up here are generic. You can increase health, increase damage, and let them carry more gear. All of the different classes have those 3. So as for your other classes, your support class has the world scan ability, which I'll show you in a moment. It's the only one that I have unlocked right now. But basically it lets you, the primary purpose for that, there's 2 of them. One of them is it lets you trace back sort of the conduits that cameras go to and lets you find the terminal to hack the cameras to get rid of them and hack doors and stuff like that. So it's an intelligence gathering tool. And then the other thing it lets you do is scan people, which lets you look at their attribute bonuses in case you want to clone them. Field Medic is an area of effect heal. Mark Target makes a particular target take more damage. Team Stims. Now this is one that's quite interesting because you cannot do a combat pause in this game. Like the game is paused right now. Like if I were in a firefight and I pulled up this screen, I wouldn't be taking damage. But one thing a lot of people have kind of complained about is that during combat you can't do a combat pause and issue orders. And that was a pretty deliberate design decision on the part of the devs. So Team Stims is kind of their answer to that. It slows down time to 50% of the normal rate. It is time limited, and the more you boost it up, the longer it lasts, but that's sort of their answer to a combat pause. And then the last one is Leadership, which increases cooldown speed, lets them use their abilities more frequently, and lets their energy regenerate faster. And energy is sort of what you use to activate the different abilities. Hacker, he's got hacking. Hacking lets you hack into doors, hack into cameras, hack ATMs, all that sort of stuff. And it's just a straight up, if it's a level 2 door and you have level 1 hacking, you can't hack it. Pretty straightforward. Hijack is one that you use to take over civilians. And then you can return those civilians and clone them and turn them into your people. Because these guys, you see, these are the 4 that I started with. Gustav Wildholm, Shima Uma, Lucas Molinar, and Sabine Stark. And then these 2 I picked up later on. And you see here they have stat bonuses. These guys do not. But these guys have bonuses to their stats. Actually, I'm going to look at my support class doesn't have a... Okay, so you see current bonus stats, none. No bonus because of this body. It's just sort of... It's a meat bag. But if I were to use Nora's body instead, I'd get an extra 15 health, and my health would regenerate faster. So you can see I have that assigned to my soldier because, hey, soldiers need health. And health regen is always good for them too. If I gave her Miss Manny, or M. Manny, Mr. Manny, I guess, not a Miss Manny, he would move faster. And I gave that to my hacker because it can be really useful for your hacker to be able to like run across and get to a terminal or something like that while you're under fire. And so that's an interesting concept. Your soldiers are very disposable. You can always grab new clothes. And you, excuse me, had to cough. And you can regenerate them right away as well. Like after they go down, you can bring them back. You just drop another clone off of the same guy. But what'll happen is their stats will actually degenerate as the more often they die. So you constantly need to be hunting for new clones, which is where the where to go hijack comes in. Because with level 1 hijack, which is what I have, you can take over civilians, that's it. Level 2 hijack lets you start taking over tougher units. And level 3, level 4, level 5, and so on until you can take over anybody and return them for cloning. And naturally, soldiers and people like that have better stats than your average civilian's going to have, at least for your purposes. Other than that, drone puppeteer, you can get drones to run around with. Master technician, you can increase the power of your laser weapons and make your shields go up faster. More of a late game thing there. Last up, you've got your infiltrator. Infiltrator, melee attack, you can get a katana and chop things up with it. I would assume that I haven't put any points into this even in my other playthrough, but as it goes up in level you do more damage with it, I would assume. Cloak, pretty straightforward. Again, with this, the more points you put into it, the longer the cloak lasts. Master Assassin increases your sniper rifle damage and lets you set up your sniper rifle to even increase damage and range and rate of fire and all that sort of stuff with your sniper rifle. And Master Thief lets you get more money out of when you infiltrate a building. Like when you complete a mission, if you send your infiltrator in, you'll get more money out of the deal. So, yeah, that's a quick overview of the classes. But I have babbled enough, so let's do a quick mission. Now, the way the missions work is up in mission control here, you've got different mission dossiers. And this is later stuff that I'm not going to deal with right now, but what I am interested in is taking a look at the bank. So it gives you some background information. You can set up a long-term solution. We can use our hacker to hack and siphon funds into ATMs around the city, which, as you can see here, I've hacked a couple of them. So that nets me a little bit of money every second. I get 57 cents a second, which is not a huge amount. I've earned $86 kind of since I started playing, because I started with right around 2000. But every district's got a major corp financial institution, the legit, supposedly secure economic hub of each district of the city. This is the linchpin each district revolves around. If you're short on scratch, high on motivation, this is the place to hit. Sending our hacker in will allow our ATM siphons to be doubly aggressive, so it'll double what they're getting me, which is good. We can also go loud, send the soldier in to blast the vault, swagger in, and grab all we can, just like an action flick. So, to track this down, I'll activate my ping. You'll see up here, I've got the bank highlighted now. So, we are going to walk off in this direction. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled because I think there's another ATM along the way that I can hack. Those are police. The guys, they show up red on your mini-map up here, and they also have the flashlighty things. Avoid them if you're doing anything illegal, because they call in backup and then you get into giant firefights in the middle of the street. It's just a river of tears. So as you can see here, when I hover around bits that could be used as cover, this does have a cover system. So if I order them into cover, they duck behind it, and then people shooting at them from that direction don't do as much damage. So that's another way it's different from Syndicate. Syndicate, your guys just kind of stood there and took it, which was always entertaining when you had people like emptying miniguns into their faces. In the later game missions when you'd have enemy agents with more advanced weapons. I guess since I'm going across here, I'll show you the world scan ability too. You can either activate it by clicking that or pressing the Y key. And then it brings up this sort of overlay type thing. Now, see, when you first see a civilian, it does this little flashy do thing above their head. And then after a little while, it goes away. That means you've scanned them. I'll pick a closer guy. You scanned him. So this is Mr. Ryan Everett. He's male. And then it gives you a little backstory thing for him. And here it says purchase extra info. So if you click on that, increases his speed by 5%, increases his health by 5, and increases health regeneration by 5. It's not terrible. So, I'll show you how hijacking works now. V, or click on that for hijack, and then you go send your guy in. You want to make sure, keep your eyes peeled for cops, because they frown on you taking over people's brains. Really don't like that. But after the hack's complete, hey, look, we got a new guy. Now, I'll turn off world vision here. I can order him around just like any other agent. He has a pistol. And if I wanted to, I could draw his pistol and start shooting dudes. But, as it stands though, I'm just going to return him for cloning. So now he's going to run off. Now if I go back in here to my loadout, clone, see, he's appeared there. Ta-da! Ryan Everett with his lovely giant mohawk that is purple. So yeah, That's how you gain new clones. And he's sort of a meh kind of clone. I could give him to my... no. Could give him to my infiltrator. There he is. Because that'll give him a bit more health, some more speed, and a bit more health regeneration. So let's do that. Your skills and everything all transfer over, so you don't need to worry about any gear, weapons, upgrades, stuff like that that you have all transfer over to the new clone bodies. But yeah, it's an interesting system, sort of a neat way to upgrade your agents as you go through the game, in addition to the skill system. Now, here, before I hit the bank, one of my sort of secondary missions right now is to set up these relay beacons. They're basically save points. If an agent dies, you can respawn them at a relay beacon. If you save the game and reload, you always come back to the nearest relay beacon from where you were. And they regenerate your health and your ammo and stuff like that. Also let you change equipment at them. Okay, so this is the bank. See out here, it's got 2 ATMs, neither of which I can hack right now. I need a level 3 hacker and a level 5 hacker, respectively, which I am not. And now, if you look here, you might think this is the front door. No. You can't click on that, can't do anything. It wouldn't be that easy. We need to get inside. There's also cameras here, which are inconvenient. So, to get inside, there's almost always a couple different options. Option 1, you'll see up here, there's a door. Now to get through here, I need a level 2 hacker. Boo, that sucks. I'm not level 2 yet. Alternatively, if I had the hardwire skill, I could hardwire the door. But I don't have the hardwire skill yet either, because I haven't upgraded my soldier. So that means this sort of door just ain't gonna work. Even though it's a pretty convenient one. Only one camera there. And the objective is way back here. I need to get my hacker and my soldier into there in order to make lots of money and yeah, upgrade my ATM siphons. So this little side entrance ain't gonna work, which is annoying because the side entrances are almost always going to result in you being less likely to get killed. However, there's like the employee parking lot and stuff over here. This one, I only need a level 1 hacker for. I don't even think I need a hacker. Anybody can open that door. So, if we go around here, this will not be the most subtle. At this point in time, too, all of my agents have 2 weapons, a submachine gun and a pistol. And if you look here, I've already upgraded my soldier's pistol to have a silencer. I'm going to pop that on. Put it away so I'm not running around the street with a gun drawn. Now, take a look at the world vision here. Get an idea of what I want to do. So there's a camera here. You can see if we follow that purple line, it goes around to that camera system right there. And there's another one going off, looks like to activate probably that camera and some of the others. So, getting my hacker into there is going to be my first objective. I'm going to try and do this sneaky-like. So let's disable world vision. Now, there's a camera right there that I'm going to have to avoid. So, quickly look, make sure there's no guards around here. Now, if you stay... I'm trying to stay out of the camera's field of vision here. Always important. Duck them into cover. I'll grab my hacker. Send him over. Disable the camera. So now this is going to stay disabled for about a minute or so. I do want want them to stay in cover because there's guards coming. I suppose I should drop my weapons, just in case. Wait for these guards to clear out. Hack this one more time just to reset the timer. Bring everybody back down. Actually, I'll leave my support agent up there just to provide overwatch. Okay, now looking up here, we have a guard coming back down, so I'm going to see if I can't assassinate him. Patience. Now to assassinate somebody, if their back is to you, you can hold down the Alt key, click on them. As long as they don't see you, one-shot kill. Bring everybody back down. Need to move relatively quickly here, because oh, and I've been spotted. So let's move them down here. That's why I've set my... Oh, and he's summoned reinforcements. That exclamation point above his head is him summoning reinforcements, which is not ideal, so now we're going to need to do it quickly. Send all them in. Now, my hacker is way over there. So I got $6,000 cash, $10,000 vault cash, and 140% bonus on my ATM siphons. So this mission is complete. I don't know what they're shooting at. Oh, they're shooting at mine. So this is Plan B. Now we just want to GTFO. Okay. That's the best way to get out of here. There, I managed to kill him before he called reinforcements. That was good. Okay. So. Now, I haven't gotten out this way before. Oh, okay. So, that's interesting. Well, this side of the door, you need a level 2 hacker. This side of the door, you do not. So I can escape this way, which is actually really good. super subtle, but it works. Shooting security cameras will get a security response. They'll come check them out. And once you've escaped, you can, once your heat dies down, which was those little exclamation points that you would have seen there, something weird must have happened. A civilian or something must have wandered in there, which is what caused that all hell to break loose on that side. I'm not sure, though. Very strange. So, that's a mission in Satellite Rain. And that one was a fairly simple one, but you can see how it sort of blends the stealth, the combat, everything like that. Both approaches are equally viable, though it can be quite easy, it seems, especially in the early game, to get overwhelmed because your weapons kind of suck, your agents aren't upgraded, that sort of stuff. It can be pretty easy to get overwhelmed. You saw there was a big response there. There were 7 or 8 enemies, which, if that's why I circled the whole bank shooting cameras as I went, is because I knew that if I charged down that way, I wasn't going to be able to deal with all of that. But now, if we click on here, I still have bits of tutorial-y type stuff going on. Oh, it looks like I actually gained some skill points, so you can, yeah, everybody leveled up, so you get to see that too, which is, hey, a bonus. But yeah, so you can upgrade all the different abilities of your agents. See, some of them cost 1 skill point, some of them cost 2. Now, one thing I think I'm going to pick up for my soldier is this hardwire, just so he can. So the soldier's mechanical skills and insulated augmentations allow the rewiring of certain objects in the environment, including doors, power generators, and sentry turrets. So we'll assign that to him. It lets him sort of moonlight as a hacker in some ways. And the other nice thing is it lets your hacker go off and do something else while he like busts open a door. Just gives you more versatility. And then with the hacker, hacking. Got to get level 2 hacking, if for no other reason than because that way you can hack more ATMs and more doors and everything like that. Now, I'm going to get into another little fight here, and I'm going to pick up the team stims. Because, again, to answer the complaint that some people have about the lack of a pause, Team Stims really helps sort of mitigate that. So I'll give him a point in Team Stims, and then for my Infiltrator, I'm going to give him the Master Thief, because at level 2 for Master Thief, you can start using high vents, and anytime he goes into a building now, you get more money. So, always good to get more money. This game is very money driven, and I will show you why in a moment, because another aspect of it is research. Now, I picked up this laser pistol on the first mission. And the way it works is you get a prototype. Now, if I want to, I can go to loadout here, and weapons, and say go to my hacker, and click on his sidearm. Maybe. Oh. Why can't I? Oh, I bet you it's because I already sent it off for research. Okay. Which is weird, I didn't think I had. I thought I'd very deliberately left it. Anyhow, normally you could use that prototype weapon. You could equip it on one of your soldiers, and they could use it. But what happens then is if that soldier, or if that agent dies while that weapon's equipped, you lose it permanently. It's gone. Can't get it back. But if you research it, you can equip them on your soldiers as much as you want. You just have to pay the the initial cost, the initial buy-in, so like $300 for this Uzi. That's my timer. I should keep an eye on the time, not run too long on this. $300 for that Uzi. And anytime you respawn, it costs an extra $33, which is $33, and this is nothing. I mean, I have 19,000 right now. Likewise, the Lincoln. This is like your basic pistol. Respawn cost additional $33, so on and so forth. But if you research it, like this one here, respawn cost an additional $61. So it's going to cost a little bit more to respawn, but in a lot of ways this is a better weapon. It does a lot more damage against shields, it has a faster rate of fire, that sort of stuff. So to research it, you have to have researchers. Now, in my case, I've already gotten a couple of researchers. You bribe them in the world scan, they'll show up as little yellow dudes, you can bribe them, you pay them about $100 a piece, and then they come and join your team. If you don't have enough researchers, you can outsource them, but that costs twice as much per second. So if I were to research this, I'd assign 2 researchers to it. Costs me $4 a second. And you can see right now I'm only earning 80 cents a second. So it's going to be, I'm going to be actively losing money for a while until this gets researched. It's going to take 16 minutes to research, and that's how much it's going to cost me in total. It's just under $4,000. But then you just let that run. It runs in the background, kind of real time with the rest of the game, and you research. So let's go pick a fight. And I'll show you this world scan ability. I'm going to hop them into cover here, and then I'm going to kill a cop. Draw their weapons, and shoot! And now, D. You can see time is slowed down. Move guys around. He's getting hurt, so I'm going to retreat him. But that's sort of their solution to an active pause. Gives you that time to react and to respond to a situation. And so I mean it's a useful skill to have, especially if it's something that you find yourself struggling with. But yeah. And it lets you make the combat a lot more tactical. You can do more on flanking positions and everything like that with it. So, that's a quick look at Satellite Rain. I think it's an amazing game. I'm loving it. I'm really, really happy that I chose to kickstart it. Well worth the... Oh gosh, I think I spent a fair bit on it. I have a clone that exists in here somewhere. Haven't found them yet, but there is a clone in here named after me, or a civilian or somebody named after me. So yeah, that is Satellite Rain. Hope it's a game you might be interested in checking out, and yeah, until next time, cheers.